Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SL Aviation Network podcast, episode 11. And we have an awesome show for you today. Got some special guests here, and we are at a very special location, Malolo Island Marina. If you can see us here on the screen on YouTube here, we are here to promote the Summer Solstice 2025 event that will be running here June the 20th to the 23rd, and actually it's a lot bigger event than that because they're going to have a massive boat exposition here, marine stuff, and we'll be talking about that. I've got the owner of Malolo Island here, Maximus Slade, and we will be talking about that. We also have Starbuck Serapis here to talk about Port Caletta, and I think we also have a special interview from one of the people that's been intimately involved with Port Caletta for a number of years, Nova Quine, and a good friend of mine. And we will be discussing that as we go. And AW's got a very special video for us that he filmed right here at Port Caletta, and it's from a different perspective. So let me see if I can get my mouse to pop over there. And there's our topics today. I'm going to review the driver's space camp that we did just this past weekend. That's always an awesome event. The Summer Solstice with Max will be up next, and then airport to airport segment with Starbuck and Metmez, and then AW will be taking over Builder's Corner to close out the show today. Last but certainly not least. So that's our show for today. And I'll go around here and make sure we got audio on everybody. I hope we are streaming sound. AW, how are
Yes,
you doing today?
I'm doing very well. It's good to be here. This is a great place. I don't think I've really spent much time in this area until now, but I wish I had. It's great, great looking place, and I'm looking forward to talking about it.
And it's really close to our main headquarters for the podcast, which is St. Aubrey. So that's a good place to make connections here. It is a beautiful place. Oh, hitting my key a little hard here. Maximus, you're next up as I rotate around the table. How are you today, sir?
All right, I'm doing very good. Thank you very much for having me here today.
All right. I'm looking forward to hearing your uh, talk on the solstice here. I know you're really excited, and it's bigger and better than ever. So we'll come back around here with that in just a moment. Producer Kyle, thanks again
Hey,
for sitting in the producer's chair. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing quite well today, and I am excited for summer solstice this year.
Yeah,
It's always a good time.
yeah, it's always a good time, and lots of fun and craziness, and lots of good music and all kinds of stuff. Mr. Starbuck Serapis, how are you, sir?
I am doing great. Thank you very much.
Very
Happy to
good.
be here.
It's a pleasure to have you on the podcast, and looking forward to your discussion about Port Caletta. And Metmez, are you live yet?
I think so. Do you hear me?
Yes. Welcome, Metmez. How are you today, sir?
Okay. I think it's a special day today. We have the podcast number 11. That means the last 10 podcasts in this format have been exciting, informative, and successful. Reports on selected airfields have already generated some feedback. And so Hakiri and I particularly pleased that Saint-Aubray is the starting point and sponsor of the podcast too. We are proud of the trust you have placed in us, Luke. So thank you very much. We thank you for this and also for allowing us to be part of the events as a sponsor of Relay for Life. With this
Yes.
in mind, on behalf of Saint-Aubray, we wish us another 10 successful podcasts, especially the 11th here.
Okay. Yes, I'm sure
We've already done
that we
10. I
will.
can't believe we've done 10.
Yeah, I can't believe somebody hasn't ran us out or something, you know. Yeah. But no, it's good. I know I've got some good feedback on them. So as long as we all enjoy doing it and people are getting something out of it, we're going to keep going. And Hakira, does Hakira have anything to say, Matt?
It what I have said is also in the name of Akira we have talked about before. So she's very pleased to be member of the podcast too, and to participate on the sponsorship of the events I have named before. So all is okay at our side.
Okay, very good. And yes, and I do appreciate all your help and support with the Fly for Life and Relay for Life, which I should have had a report about that today, but I got so busy. That weekend actually kicks off. They're having a party over there tonight with some two DJs, and then tomorrow at 10 a.m. Second Life time, the Fly for Life event, the weekend will kick off, or the Relay for Life. I'm sorry, Fly for Life is just a small part of that, but the big track is open with 30 regions around there and all kinds of awesome and amazing builds. And of course, Fly for Life is there, and St. Aubrey as well with a helping our display there. So I do appreciate all the hard work Hakira and Metmez have put into that. Thank you very much. It means a lot to a lot of people, for sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very nice of you.
So we will move on. I assume, Producer Kyle, I assume our audio and everything is okay. We're streaming and we got video.
Coming in good.
Okay, great. And I'm still haven't seen it pop up on my phone for some reason. I'm not sure what I got going on here, but as long as we're streaming, that's good. So Space Camp 2025 was last weekend for drivers of SL, and it seemed to be a very huge event. There was a lot of people that arrived at the camp on Friday evening, last Friday evening to camp out, and it was an amazing build there. And I've made a little video about that, so without further ado, I'm going to pop that video up. So here we go with Space Camp from Drivers of SL 2025. Hey everyone, Luke here, and I just wanted to do a quick review of the Space Camp that happened last weekend. It was an awesome time here in Second Life, and yeah, we were just really thrilled with the layout that Yorkie and Kovu did this year. Was just really amazing. We had some great vendors here as well. Lots of stuff to do on this one. If you just wanted to come and hang out, or if you wanted to try your time at the speed course here, the jet racer, rocket racers that they had set up, and some other stuff here. And when you go down to the ground level, which you'll see here in the video, they had a mining operation down there on, I think it was a simulated surface of the moon. So we thank AW there at Alpha Omega Designs for providing the awesome completion reward, the spaceship, and it was very cool. And we do thank you, AW, for doing that. And just sit back. I've made a little montage here of the event as I was there DJing for the party and arrival of all the folks there on Friday night when the camp officially opened. So again, congratulations to Yorkie and Kovu and Christy for another fantastic drive with Drivers of SL. So sit back and enjoy this short video, and hope to see you on the next drive. Okay, yeah, great time over there, and they had that scene I showed at the end was the mining. You could go down there and mine gold coins and minerals and jewels, I think, and stuff. I didn't have time to participate uh, in any of that, but it looked like a whole lot of
It seemed
fun.
like it was really popular,
Yeah,
the
there was a
mining
lot of
thing.
people. Yeah, they had the thing. I thought I had it captured on video. It probably was. That was like I pulled those scenes out because I streamed the whole thing live, and it was like a 3 hour long video. So I was sorting through there this morning trying to capture some scene. But they had like a big laser beam that shot out and blew open the cave to get back in to do all the mining. So it was very cool. The only feedback I'd have for them is I wish they had some more detailed instructions and maps of where everything was at because I kind of got lost and didn't know a lot what was going on. But if you wander around and hang out there long enough, you can figure it all out. So it was very cool. And also, Starbuck and Max, if you when I show those videos, because we got several that we're going to show here, you can, if you're watching on the YouTube stream, you can see them as we talk here. So just so you know, if you can bring that up and watch it, because we do show video clips in here during the podcast. So next. Speaking of drivers of SL, the next event they're going to have, which would be associated with the summer solstice, is everybody will come over here and camp out in their boats for the weekend. So they're having the boat camp out weekend here, and that'll be tied in with drivers of SL. So I'm going to let Max talk about that. So speaking of that, then that's a good segue into our next segment, which is Maximus Slade and telling us about the Malolo Island Summer Solstice 2025. Max, we are excited to have you here and talk about this momentous event. So, how many years have we done this now?
All right. Well, thank you, Luke. I appreciate the opportunity here to actually talk about this event that we've done, both of us included, together in conjunction for quite a few years now. It's become a tradition for us, not only for Manolo, but for the drivers and a lot of people that the SLCS cheerleaders, which I'll go into a little bit. We've been doing this together for a long time. So let's start out. Let me start out from the very beginning. Why do we do this? What is summer solstice? Summer solstice is a celebration of sailing that originated in real life. This is an actual real life event that occurs every year around the solstice. It's the weekend around the nearest to the solstice, the summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year. And what happens is people from all over the world get together in groups. And there is a website online that you can actually go to and register your event of what you're doing. So if you're going to get together with a bunch of friends and make a sailing party with a bunch of sailboats and do whatever, you can sign up online so that everyone in the world can go to this one website and look and see what's going on in your area. I'm going to throw the website out there real quick in case anybody wants it, but it is https://summersolstice.com. If you go there, that is the official real life summer solstice website, and that's if you have a boat and you want to participate, you can look that up. Now, with that being said, we are trying to continue on the tradition of this real life event, and we brought it to SL. Okay, and that's why we have summer solstice in SL. We've been doing this. I'm one of the coordinators for the summer solstice, the actual summer solstice event itself in Second Life. I'm one of the coordinators for it. And we've been doing this. This is year 6 that we've been doing it now. 2025 will be our 6th event in SL. And we're mimicking exactly what the real life people do, real life groups do, but here in SL. So what have we done? Malolo Island Marina put this together a long time ago. I think this is my 5th year. So I missed the very first year that we started doing this in SL. I did the first 2 years that I did was on my the old Malolo. And Luke, you remember the old Malolo? It was like 4 sims. It was huge. It was, But I since moved from there. I've done that. That marina has been open for over a decade, and I kind of got tired of all the huge amount of work that comes into play with that. So I kind of decided to downsize and move over here to where we are today, which I welcome every one of you and thank you for hosting your podcast here today, here on my marina. It's very modest. We still span across 3 sims, but it's not 3 full sims, right? It's just there's stuff all over the place, just created more warmly and creatively, but in a smaller package. So let's get into the summer solstice in SL. Summer solstice in SL is, how do I put this together? There are multiple people in this all over SL that put together their own events. We have a website for that where you can we coordinate all events in SL, and that is https://sailing.sl. There is our main Summer Solstice of Second Life webpage. Here, you can sign up and register your event. There's still time if you want to do it, because it doesn't start until the actual Summer Solstice itself is actually June 21st of this year. So you have until, well, before then to actually sign up and create an event if you so choose so. In conjunction this year, every year, they do the Nautical Boat Expo, and now it's called the Festival of the Oceans, a Nautical Expo. And this expo is where all the vendors of SL come together to show you their best and all their equipment and what they got, their boats or paints, liveries, you name it, it's going to be here, right? The best of the best in SL, showing you what's available, and you can walk their shops, take a look at it, buy stuff if you want, go shopping like crazy, spend all your lindens, and have a good time. There's also going to be many parties and events put on by the merfolk. So you come on in and visit that. That's going to start on the 16th of June. It's going to go from the 16th of June through the 23rd. Well, midnight on the 23rd. And Manolo, my events, we usually do a 3-day weekend. The 3-day weekend starts on the 20th, which is a Friday, and goes all the way through to midnight on the 23rd, right? Morning of the 23rd. What we do on my events is we do 3 days straight of live singers, performances, events, sailing groups. So I want to put a shout out there to the drivers of SL that have always been an integral part of making Manolo Summer Solstice a reality, and along with Luke Flywalker as well. All of us together, every year we try to put on an even bigger and better event for you guys. So shout out to those guys. We also have LCC that comes and it's also doing a sailing group that sail into Manolo for this event. During this event, what happens? During all the parties that are going on, we have 3 sims that have been donated to us by the Lindens. So we have all the water sims out around us that you look around here. We have 6 protected water sims that have been donated to us by the Lindens to use for our boat camping event and the boat expo. So obviously, if you look out there, and Luke is actually camming right now, it's kind of ways out to the right there. If you go out that way, I've got only 1 section built right now. I still have to build 2 more sims worth of docks for the boat camping event. But beyond that direction that you guys are looking at right now is the Boat Expo. It's Boat Expo. A little too far out of Luke's visual range, but if he keeps scrolling that way, he'll see it. It'll start to populate as he gets over there. It's still being populated and built, so don't mind the mess as we put this together. This is a massive, massive event that we put together here, and we hope you enjoy it. It was always a joke that I've had with Luke, and I said, Luke, every year it's going to get better. It's going to get bigger and bigger. And I think we're doing that. We did that this time. Let's see. I think that's so. Okay, let me talk about the boat camp real quick. So the boat camp is 3 days of boat camping. And what that means is all the sailing groups that come into Manolo, they're going to pick spots. If you see the docks there on the right, they're going to come in and they're going to moor once they get here at the end of their sailing group. sailing cruise that they do. Once they're here, we're going to have parties. There are going to be events. There's all kinds of things going on in all these docks that we have set up. There's going to be people from all over the world with all their boats hanging out, having fun with each other. You can dance here on all the sections. Um, there's all kinds of things that are going on. We also have a sail-in movie theater that's going to be coming in here too. So it's all going to be on the schedule. If you come to the marina here, there's going to be kiosks with all the information and the schedule itself. So just stop on by when you get a chance, and you could get all that information. For the boat camping, I just want to put out there that remember everyone, that whoever comes to here, we want everyone to come and be able to enjoy the event. However, we do have limitations on prims because we're using or borrowing all these sims from the Lindens, and they don't have unlimited supply of prims. So we ask everyone to stay within, anyone who reses a boat or who comes to join the boat camping, that they limit it to maximum of what was it, 120, 120 prims, if you can afford to. Plus or minus 5, it's fine. We're not going to pull out a measuring tape and to see if you're within compliance, but we ask everyone to try to be fair, because last year I think we had over 300 boats, and trying to manage the sim resources is challenging at times. So let's try to be fair to everyone and use as minimal prims as possible when you show up. Other than that, what else I need to talk about? That's pretty much it. It's a blast, and I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, talk about
Well, I'm
your
putting Cafe Del Marino away.
okay. Talk about your entertainment.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is a massive entertainment venue. I know you spend a lot of time and money putting that together. So.
Oh yeah, it's not worried about. I enjoy it. I enjoy putting this together. I just want to see all the happy faces out there. So let's go over the schedule real quick. Like I said, anybody who wants my note card, I'll be glad to give it to you. And there's also kiosks all over the marina and the docks that Luke was showing you there temporarily. I'm gonna have 2 more sims full of these docks, in starting the 16th is when I start that build. But let's go down the list real quick of the events. All right, so starting on the 20th of June at 11 a.m., the 20th starts the event off for Malolo. And keep in mind, the actual summer solstice event, the major event, the SL wide, starts on the 21st. But the Nautical Boat Expo, and myself, we always start early because we do more than one day. Okay, for the summer sales. Summer sales is actually one day alone, and it's always a Saturday around the summer solstice. So starting on the 20th, which is a Friday, and we only have about 15 days left to this, or less than that. Yeah, but 11 a.m. we have singers like Zori Jupiter, Samuel James, Joka, Maribel Inshan, all kinds of singers. Sarita, this is going from 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, and they're all in hour sets for the singers, of course, just like everyone knows in SL. And then we have Billy Bob's Psychedelic Underground tribute band, right? And that's always a blast. I always love watching the light show and all that. So it's great. And then we got DJ Luke Flywalker. Of course, he always likes to jump in there and spend some time with us and show him his spinning skills. Along with, he always puts in his music for the SLS cheerleaders. I do want to say a little bit about the SLS cheerleaders. I actually joined them a long time ago as a pilot, and was ferrying them around and doing all kinds of stuff. I had a blast with them until I actually created my own setup in my own marina. But I want to give another shout out to them, because they as well, every single year that we've done this, they have always performed 3 sets in the middle of the night for the Europeans, and just different hours of the day. They're actually their first set is at 6 p.m. on the 20th, and they're going to show us what they do as SLS cheerleaders and give us one heck of a performance. I love it. It's always a pleasure to see them perform and do their skits. And then after that, the completion of that day will be the 7 p.m. Sailing Movie Theater, which in the past years we've done stuff like Robotech old videos, or kung fu Chinese fighting movies. I mean, it's always some classic video that you could sit there back in the old days when you used to drive up in your old Cadillac and watch in the drive-in movie theater. But we turned it into a sailing movie theater, and we have all the boats lined up with a huge I think it's like 1,000-inch screen that's in the marina on one of the sims set up so that everybody can watch the movie together. And that is hosted by Street.Rapine or Captain Street.Rapine. And that concludes the first day of the events. Then we go into the actual main summer sales event. This is the long one. I usually don't sleep on this day, and I wake up a zombie on Sunday morning. But this is the best time. This is the best day here. So it starts on the June 21st. 2 a.m. in the morning is when the SLS cheerleaders actually start another set, and this is mainly for the Europeans who practice at the 2 a.m. time slot here. So the first set that they practice, which is on the 20th, caters to the U.S. or that time zone, and then they do it again early in the morning SL time for the Europeans. I want to give a shout out to Shelly, who is the owner of Blue Lagoon Marina. She also is connected and helps me out on Malolo with doing 7 Seas fishing tournaments. She has done these for, I think it's almost a year now. She does every 2 weeks on Malolo and hosts a 7 Seas fishing tournament. So you guys got to try that too. That's a whole lot of fun. Then we go into the whole gambit of live singers starting at 9 a.m. in the morning. For Mimi Carpenter, Ugly Bill's going to be playing. We got Rogue Galaxy. Then we have a DJ set from 12 to 2, DJ Tiger Paws. And then we go into another set series of singers, live singers, Coralie, Dorian Cash, Dorian Dragon, Tiger Die, Paul McDave, and then once again back into the 7 p.m. sailing movie theater again, right? At that time, we actually have the drivers of SL. They're sailing. They're actually going to be coming in and sailing into Manolo, at 11:59 p.m. on the 21st. So that's the first time you guys will see all the boaters come in. Anybody who wants to join these events, if you want to join the boat camping event, you must get with one of 2 of these sailing groups to join it. And the reason why I say that, number one, so you can get all the information on where the starting line is, and you can also get a HUD, the sailing HUD, and when you get to the end of the finish line, which is here in Manolo, right behind us, you will get a prize. This year's prize is actually sitting right there in front. Luke, if you can actually cam to the spot there where the Manolo taxi is, there's a boat there by BBX. All right, and this boat is called the what is it? Let's see, what model is this? I forgot which model this was again. Golly, I changed the name on it. But anyways, sorry about that. I forgot the boat.
Okay.
But this is the prize boat. Go ahead.
Give me a little direction. Where is it?
Right here, right by the Manolo taxi, right by the main sign, the big sign, right behind us, or to the right, where the GTFO sign is.
Oh, right
Okay,
over
turn
here.
left. Turn left.
There?
No, the other way around. Left. Yeah, keep spinning, keep spinning, keep spinning.
Oh, the other left. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
Back towards, it's over towards your, let's see, here's the north, to the north. Sorry.
Okay, I don't have my map up. I don't know which way is north.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
it'd be
keep
up
turning,
towards the
keep
marina
going.
then. Okay. Yeah, keep going this way.
Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Just keep turning. All right. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now you see back there where the big sign is? Go straight back. You see GTFO? Right to the left of the GTFO sign, there's a small boat there.
Yeah.
Straight ahead. Yep.
Okay,
left,
awesome.
Slight to the left. Right there, yeah, right there. That's the boat right there.
That's the
So if you
boat.
look at it-
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, this is the prize boat that's going to be given away to the drivers of SL and anyone who participates in their event. This year, once you complete, but you have to complete the event, and the drivers actually have a HUD that you have to go to every checkpoint. You got to do it correctly. If you don't, you got to go back. So this is your prize that you're going to get, which comes with all the sponsors on the side. As you see, all the little sponsors on there to include people like the drivers, of course, SLCC. Who else? We got obviously Manolo's on there. We got SLCS cheerleaders are on there. MTFB Radio's got a little logo on there too. Everyone who participates in any way, shape, or form is going to be on this boat. in recognition of their work. All right. So going back to that. So remember, like I said, if you want to join the boat camp, you got to either get with LCC, Leeward Sailing, and or the drivers of SL, and get with their program, and they'll tell you exactly what you need to do and where to be and what time. All right. So that will complete the 21st, which is the biggest day of our event. Finally, we'll move into the 22nd of June. And this is just kind of like everybody's hungover from all the partying on the 21st. And so we kind of tailor it and start to taper it off. It's not as long, but we do a 5 a.m., 30 minutes, 7 seas fishing, once again with BLM Marina. And then we start our gambit of live singers. Katia Portugal is going to be here. A lot of people should know who she is. She's very famous in SL, been singing for years. I think she's been singing 15 years in SL. She's a good friend of mine, old friend of mine. We got a live singer, Lady Q. Then we have a DJ set for 2 hours. And then we have 2 more singers, Reed and Roxanne. And then finally at 4 p.m., we'll have the Sailing Movie Theater once again to complete the event out. Now, after all this is done, everyone's able to leave your boats here for the entire weekend. And we would like to see people start pulling your boats out at midnight on the 23rd, right? So that's as soon as it hits midnight and the 23rd comes into play, just be respectful and pull your boats out or whatnot. It doesn't have to be, just at your leisure. Please do that because we got to clean up the areas and return everything back to the Lindens the way they gave it to us. And we want to show them our respect and gratitude by not leaving a mess. That's pretty much it. It's kind of huge and it's hard to put all of this into one little package like this to put it out there. But if anybody wants more information, please come to us and Malolo, and we'll get you all the note cards and information you need. That's all I got, Luke. I hope I covered everything.
Very, very good. So if you don't want to know about the summer solstice, don't ask Maximus anything. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I mean, we like he said, we've worked on this for 5 years together now, and it is an exciting time, and we always have so much fun with it. We get tired, we get grouchy sometimes, but we do. It's just so much fun, and everybody's here having a good time and enjoying the music and the fellowship. And now with the added expo over here with all the boats, marine outfitters there, it's going to be even more fun. There's going to be so many people here, so get in with drivers or the LLC and get over here and camp out all weekend. So
I have just a question to Max. It's very, very, very interesting what you have said. Back to the beginning of the event of starting the 16th to the 20th, it is named Festival of Boats or Festival of Summer.
It's called the Festival of the Oceans, right? So
of the Oceans, yes.
And that's what they call it, yeah.
Because Hakiri and me, we are there for Center Bay 2. We have a marina, and we are presenting the marina at this festival too. What I want to know, you have several events, you have an organization, a huge organization. So is that correct if the one event has its organizer? So it's not yourself who is doing the whole work, but it's an organizer for the Festival of the Oceans too, or the other events. Then is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. So that's one thing I forgot. I'm glad you mentioned that so that I could actually give the person their props as well. So I don't run the Festival of the Oceans. Okay. I help coordinate the location, right? So I was a representative to the Lindens to get them the 3 sims that they're going to be using for the event. All right. So
I see.
The person that actually is in charge of the event her name is Lily Squibb. All right. So I'm going to give her props out because she has spent so much time in preparation and putting this together and building all the structures that are on those sims over there, talking with all the vendors. And sometimes it could be tough talking with vendors because the vendors want certain things, and it's really hard. But she is a saint when it comes to having patience, and working together with her has been a privilege and a pleasure. But yes,
Yes,
she is
yes,
in
it
charge
is.
of the Festival of the Oceans for sure. And that is
It
all
is.
hers. I have nothing to do with that, other than helping her out when I can and helping her to get the 3 Sims for her from the Lindens.
She's doing a great work. Really, it is. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to raise the things there because it's only a little small place you can raise, but it's okay. Well, that's a very huge work. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, anybody else got any questions for Max? Okay, Max, thank you very much for that awesome presentation, and looking forward to working with you in 2 weeks. It's going to be a
Absolutely. I
whole
can't
lot
wait.
of fun. We had you was talking about when the cheerleader group that we do at 2 a.m. Second Lifetime. I told them that's 5 a.m. my time, so I get up and DJ for them. And the first year we did that, we got done and they came over and surrounded me and was telling me how much they appreciate, because they said they're kind of the forgotten group. They're the main cheerleaders are here when most of the people are here, and they don't get a lot of chance to perform. So they're really appreciative of it, and they do a great job. It's really fun. So yeah, we have the cheerleader dancing light show. We do a lot of lights and stuff with them, and have fire erupting around the stage and particles flying around, and it's just a great time. So Max, we're looking forward to it, and thank you again for an awesome presentation.
One last thing, if I may, and I'm sorry, but I put up the texture there for the actual what it looks like. If you just want to cam on that real quick so they could see what the big picture looks like of Manolo, because
Where is
this is
it?
from last year. Just to the right where the stage is, where the singers and
Yeah,
right, you see a big.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, I got it up there. Yeah.
So if you can you can show that whole entire grid there.
Yeah.
It shows the layout of what it looks like.
I got a small version of that on the poster for the show here, but you can't see it as well as this. So yeah, that's good.
This year it's going to be a little bit different, but the layout is pretty much the same as how it looks.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Yeah. So, and you can get this information from the kiosks that you got sitting around here. So, you have a very good kiosk system here. Okay. We're going to shift over here to Metmez and let him take over the airport to airport segment and talk about Port Caletta. Metmez, take it away.
Yes. Today I would like to introduce Port Caletta Airport. I would also like to welcome Starbucks Therapy's owner of Port Caletta again. Nice that you can be here. Another person in charge is Nova Quine, who is also the owner. Unfortunately, she is unable to be here tonight due to the time difference. I have therefore recorded an interview with Nova. We can play it back as an audio recording then. Well, Port Caletta. I was there and I was very surprised. Port Caletta is very far away. Even for frequent flyers, it's not an airport you fly to regularly. During my research, I learned a lot about the history of Second Life there too. And also that the original Second Life still has a lot to offer today. Well, I suggest we start with the video, then listen to the recording with Nova, and then I will conduct an interview with Starbuck. So I beg you, Luke, to start the video.
Okay, coming up in 3, 2, 1, here we go.
A different world welcomes us in Port Caletta. Port Caleta is located on the southern coast of Hydrosira. Hydrosira is one of the oldest and largest continents in Second Life and is located on the mainland grid. South of Hydrosira is Sansara. Sansara was the first continent developed in Second Life and thus forms the core of the Old World mainland. Port Caleta is located at the northern end of the only waterway. The waterway is called the ANWR Canal. This is in reference to the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, although the virtual location itself has no connection to the Arctic or wildlife. Port Caleta Airport is surrounded by a diverse industrial landscape. Two different railroad lines converge here, the Second Life Railroad and the Great Second Life Railway. The development of the early continents by railroad lines was an important concern for Linden Lab, and so Hydrosira is also covered by a diverse railroad and Greyhound bus network. Medical care is also guaranteed. Of course, there is also a marina. A reviewing of the original harbor documents its eventful history. And the picturesque harp promenade invites you to linger. There are also a few picturesque squares. A little further on is a parking garage. Here everyone can park their valuable cars so that other people can enjoy them too. Right next to the parking garage and the airfield is an administration building. And there is also a training room for tired civil servants. And the IIPS, the Institute for Avatar Passenger Science. They conduct experiments to increase passenger safety when flying in Second Life. Do you know what happens when an airplane full of avatars collides head-on with another airplane full of avatars? Or can your draw distance being too large cause you to be thrown out of an airplane? Here they try it out and give the airlines advice. Another attraction is the Transportation Museum. Here, cars, planes, and ships move around if you want them to. Underneath the main airport building is Winnie's Nest, a bar. But that's not all. From here, a system of tunnels stretches across an area of 4 sims. The tunnels sometimes serve as underpasses to the train stations. Sometimes they have facilities that are good for something. And what the hell this room has once used for? More tunnels are still being built. Between Hydrosira and Sansara in the ANWR channel is a drilling rig called Primrig. This facility is ancient and belongs to the Lindens. As the name suggests, they don't drill for oil but for prims. This is the raw material that everything in Second Life is made of. And the end of the brown prim broth is right next to the airport building. Back to the airport. Everything you need is here. The administration offices, the baggage and passenger hall, waiting rooms, and security. Port Coletta is impressive and diverse and very special.
Fantastic job, Metmez. A great video. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, so it's worth to go there and have a look by yourself. We have the honor to have Starbuck here, and Noah Quine she is not here, but I have recorded an interview with her, and I propose to listen to this interview first, and then after that I will make an interview with Starbuck. So, Luke, please, can you start the
Yes.
record?
I did want to tell you, I did add, because the way this audio stuff works on this program, I don't have a lot of control, so I grabbed a bunch of pictures out of your video and put them with the audio of this, so I can control it better and whatever. So you'll see the audio or the video stuff up here in the corner as we go.
Okay.
But all your audio is here just as you sent it to me. So here we go.
Thank you.
Hello, Nova. How are you? We are here in Port Caleta on the harbor side. You agreed to do an interview about Port Caleta because this airfield will be featured on the Second Life Aviation Network podcast tomorrow, Friday, and you will unfortunately be unable to participate. Welcome to the interview. So let's start with my first question. Port Caleta is an important public airport. Is it used by many different pilots from all over the world too?
Used by many different pilots from all over the world. Well, I think Port Caleta is an important airport for several reasons. Firstly, because of its location and as a true intercontinental airport. Secondly, because it has such a rich history surrounding it, both in terms of ownership and because of the historical nature of the region. And thirdly, because the entire area of the Four Seas is the most intense travel hub on the Second Life grid, with proper facilities for planes, trains, ships, and road vehicles. There's no other travel nexus in our cell that provides all that.
Mm-hmm. I see. The next question, how are the many facilities, the museum, the parking garage, tunnels, and so on, Winnie's Nest, how are they used?
It's difficult to know what gets used and how often. Sometimes there are group-led group drives and things like that, which start or end at Port Caleta. But individuals also wander through the region quite often, exploring or just sitting and enjoying its different aspects. There are some lovely places to just sit and watch too, like watch a beautiful sunset, or watch airplanes taking off and landing, or trains arriving and leaving.
Mm-hmm. A question between, how is the harbor used? Are there many boats coming here? What can you say about that?
Honestly, there are always new enterprises happening here at Port Caleta. But absolutely, there are ports and docks welcoming boats.
What is life like at and around the airport?
I like to think of the area around the airport as a friendly place. There's great variety in the area, but people spend a lot of time there. Port Caleta is a very collaborative space between its various landowners and stakeholders, and it's always in a state of progress. I think that's also one thing that makes it so interesting. It's a very creative space, and yet contributing individually to an overall area's themes without ever really discussing it too much. We just appreciate each other's builds and the way they integrate into the region as a whole.
I see. Sounds very good. Let's go to the next question. What does Port Caleta mean to you personally?
Well, when I first encountered the region, it was just a small airport where Sandy Lawfield and I started tests for IAPS, and now it's just so much more developed, constantly in development, and heavily into that, and it's a huge part of what keeps me here and what gives me pleasure. Over the decade that we've been in development and not even, not just in development, of course, in operations, quite established at this point, and there have been many different restructurings of leadership. But my relationship to Port Coletta is constantly changing, and so as we progress, that role is going to look different. So it's never really easy to say who owns it. As I've said, it's collaborative.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much, Nova.
Okay, that's it. So back to Starbuck on the table.
Hello.
Hello?
I'm
I'm
here,
here.
yes.
Okay. Well, Luke, is it okay if I'm starting the interview with Starbuck?
Sure. Take it away.
Okay. First, I have to say something which Nova told me to say it. She had thought about all this, about she has spoken, and she will say the tunnel system under the airport and the railway station, which reaches to all 4 regions, is a symbol of the collaboration idea itself. Whether beneath Hannah's land or mine or Starbucks or the GSLR's land, there is a striving to connect with each other and as a whole through creativity. The tunnel system is a subsurface world that most never see, but which is perhaps the region's most inspiring feature. So the words from Nova then. Okay, well, Starbuck. I have a question. Port Coletta is an important public airport. Is it used by many different pilots from all over the world too? I know that Noah has said something on this question. Maybe you want to say something too.
I can extend on her statement a bit. I do notice, for example, in the mornings, quite often there's a group of Japanese players down on the ramp testing helicopters and doing various things on the airport ramp. So that in itself is some evidence. We have, as Nova said, it's really hard to zero in on a 24/7 airport, but the evidence from the GTFO board and the Landmaster board shows a very diverse population. So yes, we have a very diverse audience, both from a real world perspective and the SL world perspective as well, because the connection of the continents opened up a lot more traffic, basically aviation traffic throughout the grid. So we get a lot more traffic now because of that as well.
Yeah, great. Okay. How are the many facilities, the museum, parking garage, tunnels, Swedish Nest, used? What can you say to this?
Well, yes, Nova said quite a bit about the tunnels. I do want to highlight Hannah Bluemood, because Hannah is was the original creator of the tunnel concept. I'll talk more about that when I get a chance to introduce or name the rest of the players in the operation. But the tunnels, we've had help from the GSLR. They allowed us to pass under their land to expand. The GSLR being Great Southern Second Life Railway. They opened up a passageway for us to connect to the west side, which was not available before. So that gave us a large expansion of the tunnels. Under the tunnels, there's a lot of what I would call Easter eggs for people to look for. I recently thought I should mention the still. I won't mention who that still belongs to because I don't want the authorities coming after him, but he's sitting at this table right now.
Okay. Cool.
And Vinny's Nest. The other thing about Vinny's Nest is how this facility is used. A lot of the drivers of SL events and Skyward Flying Club and Leeward Cruising Club events end at Port Coletta, and their end of event parties happen at the Vinny's Nest.
Yes. Okay, you are specialist for the next question. What practical significance do railways have? Who uses them? How has their use changed over time?
Well, as was mentioned in the video, there are two major railways that pass through our area. The Second Life Railroad is the Linden Labs owned railroad that basically circles the entire Heterocera continent. The Great Second Life Railway is mostly in Sansera, but there is a spur line that runs from the southern entrance into Cecropia up to Coletta Junction, which is also owned by Port Coletta. And this is where they connect together for passengers coming in from the ferries from Sansera. How they're used, there's some automated pods run by Yavana Landfair and Amman Infinity that go through the rails, running automated throughout the rail system. There's a lot of private train operators that run through. I see a large number of train operators running through the Sweet Bay and Coletta rail line up into the north of the continent. So they are very heavily used, and we support them basically from Coletta Union Station. Coletta Union Station is essentially an affiliate. It's owned by Hannah Bluemood, and she is the original founder. At some point, I did purchase it from her and did some upgrades. I've sold it back to her, and we continue to operate as a collaborative effort within the region.
Okay. Right. What is the history of the airport? When was it built? Who built it? And who owns it now?
Okay, the airport was originally built in 2017. Myself and Debbie Dastardly were the original founders and builders. At that time, it included what we see now, plus over half of the Columbia region as well. From there, it went through several owners. I'm just going to name them very fast, real quickly here. It transferred to Neil Langdon in 2018. Then it transferred to Nova Quine in 2019. It was kept by Nova until 2021 when Angel Navarro purchased it. And then in 2023, I purchased it from Angel Navarro. I am now the primary owner. I have Nova Quine and another person, Alexandria Fireheart is one of my managers also. And since we're on that topic now, I'll go ahead and name the rest of the positions. Hannah, again, is the owner of Coletta Union Station, and Alexandria and I are managers at Coletta Union Station. And of course, Nova is the owner of pretty much all of the properties west of the GSLR rail line in Cecropia, and Alexandria also helps her with that area.
Okay, very interesting. The next question, what is life like at and around the airfield?
Well, I'll talk about really the theme. The overall theme is a vintage theme. When we first moved into the area, we observed everything else and found that everything was a vintage old world type theme. Some of it urban decay, some of it just general old world type appearance. So we wanted to keep that theme. The life is like operating in maybe a 40s and 50s world mostly. The airport, we have modernized runways, but vintage style buildings. If you were in the harbor, if you showed the harbor in your video, and to me, that harbor reminds me of a New England style fishing port. You see
Yes.
the little buildings that very strongly resemble what you might find in a fishing port in Maine or Massachusetts.
And very, very stylish.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Coletta Union Station was intentionally built with a 40s theme. Also, the rail station was
Yeah.
purchased as a 1940s theme rail station. And finally, I'll move up to Coletta Junction. A very quick talk about that. The Hobo area is owned by the Lindens, and Coletta Junction is owned by the port. And I would compare that to a Depression era Hooverville. It's a hobo type environment. Urban decay type situation.
Okay, what does Port Coletta mean to you personally?
Well, to me, it's become a very personal project because, as I said earlier, I was one of the original founders. I've been directly involved with the entire evolution of Port Coletta from the beginning, from when it was called Smuggler's Port. The other owners all kept the very similar theme, making their own changes, putting their own flair to it, but keeping the overall layout and design has not changed in and of itself since 2017 when it was created. I'm very proud of the work that was done by everybody involved, and it's an ongoing project. I've come from full circle, and I'm very happy to be the owner of it now, and it will stay that way so long as I can help it.
Okay, thank you very much for your answers. You have named some persons. We are talking about you and about Noah Klein, but I think there are some other persons, some key person. Can you name them too?
Well, again, Hannah Bluemood is the owner of Coletta Union Station. I met her and we became friends as well. And when the airport was built, she is the founder of Coletta Union Station and continues to maintain it and own it with myself and Alexandria Fireheart as managers. Alexandria is the other player in the staff. She is a manager of both Coletta Union Station and Port Coletta Airport, and has been with me for a very long time as well. So, and she also helps Nova with her land. I would like to follow up real quickly and clarify that Port Coletta Airport is a part of an overall area that we often refer to as Port Coletta in general. It is, as Nova said, a collaboration of the three property owners, and Alexandria is a part of it as well. So it is an overall project that continues, as Nova says, continues to thrive and grow. It's not finished and it will never be finished.
Yes, I see. Well, I was very impressed. I have spent some days there filming and talking with you, with Noah also. Yes, it is a great world, another world, and all spectators who can hear that and watch us go there, it's worth. Well, look, that is Port Coletta. I give
Okay.
it back to you.
Yes, very good. And thank you, Starbuck, for all that information. I know some of it because I've been involved here at different times. And, I love the place. And I know that what makes it really special is that, the people here that own it love it. It's not just a place for them to be. You actually, have become, it's a living place that you've created and maintain and keep adding to. So, that's the cool part about it. If you watched,
Luke?
Yes.
Luke, sorry, I forgot to mention one thing I'd like to interject. The history I gave you is a very quick history, but we do have what I would call an official website that is part of the SL Aviation Wiki, and the link that gives a much more detailed history. That link will be posted in the description.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll post that when we put the video up there. So yeah, that's cool. And if you watch the very first podcast that we did here was AW and myself, and the what actually led to that was AW did the SLAN Intercontinental Flight Challenge, which the last destination is at Port Caletta. So in that flight challenge, if you don't know what it is, we start at northern part of Gaeta 5 and then fly south and come all the way to Port Caletta. So, it's quite it takes the average pilots, it takes about 3 hours to do. So it's quite,
I think we made it all the way to the end, no crashes either.
yeah, we made it all the way to the end.
Yes.
No crash. I might have fallen out of the plane once, but
Yeah, you did fall out a few times.
yeah, but I lived through that, and and we need to do another video about that because there's some people. We had a pilot just recently finish that too, so but I think we've had 22 pilots now complete the whole thing, and so it's quite a challenge for people, and we require you to do uh, flight plans and submit those and everything, make sure the pilots know what they're doing and whatever. And I would like to say one thing in my defense. I know no names were mentioned, but that's still it might be listed as my name, but it belongs to a family member, and he is into some other should we say some other activities here. Yeah, Kyle knew it, and but yeah, so he's a moonshiner from way back, and yeah, so that tunnel, I mean, it's just fascinating. I've got lost down there several times, and I love it. The boiler room thing down there, and all the old radio equipment or whatever is down there. That's just my kind of place. It's just cool. There's all kinds of hidden things, and as you said, you're adding to it. So very cool. So great, Metmez, great report. Starbucks, again, thank you so much for that report, and we'll be posting the links up with the description of the video and this video, and then I always post the like Metmez's videos on a separate, so then people can use them to promote their airports and whatever. So again, thank you. AW, we're down to the bottom of the agenda with Builder's Corner, and take it away, sir.
Okay, we're at the bottom left-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner. Well, it was very interesting to see those tunnels. I think that's one of the first things I'd want to look at. There's an old subway station, and this is in real life in New York. There's an old subway station. You can't get in there now, but occasionally they'll let a photographer in from from like Time magazine or something, and it's almost perfectly preserved from the 1940s. A real subway station from then. It's all been blocked off and everything, so nobody's allowed to go in there because in New York it would get trashed. But that's what some of those tunnels reminded me of.
That's not the one Lex Luthor. That's
no.
not Lex Luthor used for his hideout, was it?
No, but it's vintage. It's the same kind of vintage. You see
Yeah.
the tiles and everything.
Yeah.
From the movie Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you look this up, you'll find it. There's like I don't know what they call it, secret old subway station preserve museum, something like that. You might find it there. But
Yeah.
that was the first thing that came to mind when I saw some of that. So my next visit there, I'm definitely going to go underground. Anyway, for my little area, I want to continue just a little bit in the direction that we had gone previously in the last two times, where I was, taking my time to talk about what's going on with the development in the viewers, what's going on with sim crossing, what's going on with texture loading and caching and everything like that. So just to follow up, I showed a video last time, and the relevant beta from Firestorm was one previous to the one which is current. The current one I'm on now is the final numbers are .78236. So that was only released like 2 days ago. And I won't read the entire note card that came with it that tells you what the changes were. But there's one thing in there that I found very interesting. It says fixed texture fast cache ignoring its time limit constraint. So this is, I think, a lot of that churning I was talking about. I've been real busy, so I haven't had time to test much. And also, I feel like Second Life has been having bandwidth issues the last couple of days. So it's not good for testing, but I will say that I have heard from other sources, they've said, finally, I can cross sims again. I mean, people are talking about using this latest beta from Firestorm. They say, finally, I can cross sims again. And I haven't asked them to elaborate, but my assumption is that it does have something to do with this. So, long story short, I think we're slowly moving towards better performance with, trying to find some happy medium between with the old, where you didn't have PBR and you didn't have all the really nice looking stuff, and the new, where you do have PBR and you have lots more texture load and everything like that. But of course, that's going to affect performance. And they're paying attention to it, which is great. So, so try out the new Firestorm beta. 7.1.13.78236 is the one. It's probably not perfect, but I think we're getting a little closer to having it be better performance for people who are doing sailing, flying, driving cars, whatever. And that's pretty much all I have on that particular topic. But I did not want to leave you without a special treat, so I sent Luke a video which I recorded this morning once I found out where we were going to be. And I came here and I looked at the place. The first place I looked was the one place that we haven't even talked about. So let's roll the video and then we talk about it afterwards.
Very good.
Well, there you have it.
Who did the music for that, AW?
Well, who do you think?
Very good. I love it. Some smooth jazz. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was good.
that's a song by Louis Bonfa. It's called "The Gentle Rain." I'm playing that.
Yeah,
It
that was
was
a great
great,
song.
really.
Great,
It was very great.
great song for that that video too. You, you
There's more that you can continue exploring. This whole underwater area is very rich.
it was good to see that Maximus hasn't disturbed any of the undersea aquatic life. You know, it's
No,
with his belt. It's very good. He's
yeah, you
very
just have to get
mindful of that.
underneath it.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's so cool. There's so much stuff like that here, and we fly over it or sail over it, and we never take time to look at it. And you want to tell us about your sub?
Well, that's the Ocean Star.
Mhm.
It's the product that I released about a year ago, I think.
Mhm.
You can test it at St. Aubrey, but not in the same. St. Aubrey is 2 sims, and the sim where we have most of our demos is not the sim where you can test this. It's the other one, the one
Okay.
that's close to the ocean.
Yeah.
There's a dock that's right next to Hakiri's place,
Nice.
and you can test the Ocean Star there.
Yeah. Very cool. What else? You got anything else for us?
Well, I do have the meaning of life, but I'm going to keep that to myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
doggone it!
my
I
spirit
thought
guide
this
told
was
me
the
I
one.
shouldn't share that
Okay. I thought
because
this
it's
was
only
the
relevant
time.
to me.
Okay.
So sorry, but
Okay. I was hoping. I'll ask the next time. But nothing in the realm of building then, or whatever. You gave us
well,
some.
I've been working on I don't know, mostly weapons. We have a self-guided missile system, anti-aircraft that
Mhm.
we just released. So there's that. But the next thing is going to be a tank that does the same thing, which is called the Roland.
Mhm.
So it's a tank, but on the top is a guided missile.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, that's the next thing.
Wow. Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing that in an upcoming
And from my
podcast.
from my shop, it'll be my first electric vehicle too is coming out.
All right.
Yeah, it took a while, but I finally figured out how to make the charger work. So
I was gonna say you got charging stations with it.
yeah, it'll come with a little charging station that's compatible with all the major ones that are already on the market.
Okay.
That took a while for me to figure out how to make it compatible like that. So
nice.
it'll charge your
Yeah.
your Volta and your Lush and stuff
Well,
like
that's
that.
good. We got to keep Second Life green, so that's good that you're
Yeah,
contributing.
We need more 0,1,0 green.
Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you for the report and the video and the awesome music. And you still perform every week?
No, I'm here in Second Life is more like every other week. I have it's not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow I play at Billy's, which is the place I've been playing at more, longer than any other.
Mm-hmm.
And the place has been around for a really long time too,
Yeah.
probably 12 years. But
Cool.
then the following week I'm at the SL birthday, which is the same day, by the way, as Salestis. It's like the big day after the opening day of SL birthday. So it's just going to be a huge number of things to occupy yourself with.
Yeah. Wow. So much stuff. And this is a busy time for Second Life. And we've got the relay weekend going on starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. It kicks off. So come over and walk the track at least once because it is really fascinating. There's lots of builds there that are just amazing. So, and the theme this year is magic. It was kind of hard to keep with that theme with aviation, but and
Just go there and walk as the 50-meter woman avatar.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is broom.
And you can stop by our display there, and Hakira has the Segway that you can you attach it and you can ride that around. So that's pretty cool. So thank you, AW. We're going to move around here. It's about time to close out. So Max, you got anything you want to close with if you're still here with us?
No, I'm good to go. It's just been a pleasure here to listen to everyone here and all their thoughts, and just to be here. So I appreciate
Well,
it. Thank you, Luke, for doing this.
our pleasure to have you, and thank you for your excellent preview of Summer Solstice. It's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it. Kyle, anything from the production end? Anything we need to work on?
No, I think we're slowly starting to get better and better with each podcast.
I hate to say it, I didn't have any major screw ups today with the sound or anything, I don't think. But yeah, so it helps having.
I think today went off without a hitch.
Yeah,
Let's say that proudly. Let's get used to success from this point on.
that's right.
That's
That's
going to be
it.
the norm.
That's it.
That's right.
Starbuck, again, thank you for your excellent report on Port Caletta. Anything you'd like to say in closing?
Well, it was my pleasure being here. Thank you for including Port Coletta in your rounds, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody out there coming through the port and exploring our tunnels and sampling the output of the still.
Okay, yes. And you know, my cousin Billy Bob, he's always working on different iterations of that, and he's working on a mushroom infused moonshine. We call it shroom shine, and it has some health benefits as well as some what should we say, spiritual enlightenment. So
Magic moonshine.
yeah, yeah. Metmez, any words for you or Haikira?
Yes, first Hakiria, she said me what she wants to say now. She would like to remind everyone about the major exhibition Power of Hope taking place on June the 7th and 8th, and she would like to invite everyone here and everyone watching on screen to visit this exhibition. She is still huge. She is great, and we are there too, as you have said, also with the Segway, but with other things too.
Yes.
And then also on behalf of Algeria, we would like to thank Luke once again for inviting us to your events and for allowing us to contribute on behalf of Saint Gray. And thank you for the great podcast.
Okay. You're very welcome. And, you know, Metmez came to me right after we started and he says, what can I do? You know, I come and, you know, we're doing it at the airport, but I don't really have anything else to add. You know, if we're not talking about St. Aubrey, I've already said everything about it I can. I said, well, why don't you start doing reports on airports? And so, bam, you know, he's blown me away with his amazing videos on the airport. They're so nice and so pleasant to watch. You know, his voice is good and his questions are great and his comments about the airport. So thank you so much, Metmez. And we have more assignments for you. I've been running a few through my head that I've got to share with you. So we'll work on that in our upcoming
Thank you very much. Thank
yes. You. Okay. So with that, I'm going to cut everybody loose here. I do appreciate your time, and we did go over a little bit over time. We try to keep it to an hour, but sometimes if we have a lot of topics we need to discuss, we go over time. That's the beauty of owning my own channel. I can do what I want. So thanks again, everyone, and I'm going to cut you loose, and we'll see you all next time.